Hola! We are the Group 2, and today we will be featuring and introducing the country of Spain. Spain is a captivating country that combines history, culture, and breathtaking natural beauty into a vibrant whole. Located in southwest Europe, it borders Morocco, Andorra, Portugal, and France. From the bright beaches of the Mediterranean coast to the untamed mountains of the Pyrenees and the verdant northern regions, Spain is well known for its variety of scenery. Spain offers a blend of modernity and history that makes it a genuinely attractive destination for travelers seeking adventure, culture, and life-changing experiences, from the busy streets of Madrid to the tranquil countryside of Andalusia.
Writing on the barks of trees, on leaves and bamboo tubes, using knife, and the colored saps of trees as ink are the existing forms of communication used by ancient Filipinos. To make public announcements in a barangay, a town crier or the umalohokan is going around the community. The sabi, the bugtong, the tutol, and the darangan of the Maranaos. Doctrina Christiana, the first book printed in the Philippines in 1593. This book contained teachings of the Roman Catholic Church. Successus Felicis, released in 1637 and was translated as Fortunate Events since it was the first Philippine newsletter that reported about the battles won by the Spaniards. This was printed by Thomas Pinpin, the father of Filipino printing. Hojas Volantes, also called as the flying sheet, wherein news dissemination via print was done by Spanish government through this one-issue newsletter that was released in 1799. Del Superior Gobierno, the first newspaper published by private initiative and was distributed free in the Philippines on August 8, 1811. It was devoted to news of political conditions in Europe as affecting the interests of Spain and was edited by the Spanish Governor-General himself. It last appeared on February 7, 1812. Noticias Sacadas was published on July 4, 1813, that narrated the battles of Moros in the south. Ramillete Patriotica Manilense, an 8-page monthly newspaper. It was the first frank newspaper and it means a collection of choice things. La Esperanza, the first daily newspaper released on December 1, 1846. It turned out to be dull since it dealt mostly with non-controversial subjects to avoid trouble, as it tried to compromise with the pre-publication censorship during that time. Diario de Manila, best edited newspaper of the era and has a foreign correspondent in Spain. It was staffed by the ablest journalist of his time, Felipe Del Pan. After 38 years of existence, this was suppressed by a Spanish governor-general for it allegedly incited Filipinos' hate against Spaniards. Diaryong Tagalog was the first daily newspaper that lasted from 3 to 5 months. La Solidaridad, published in 1888 and was the most famous pre-revolutionary newspaper. Its editors were Jose Rizal, Graciano Lopez Haina, and Marcelo H. del Pilar.
Direct communication. Spaniards generally have a direct communication style. They tend to speak very openly and are comfortable showing emotion. This can give some foreigners from more reserved cultures the impression that Spaniards are very confident people, leading them to make decisions under this assumption when this may not necessarily be the case. You can expect Spaniards to offer honest answers to sincere questions. They speak clearly about their point and generally like to leave an interaction having voiced all their opinions. In return, they expect similar honesty from their conversation partner and hence may fail to read into understatements. It is important to avoid ambiguity, and indirect speech. Requests. The Spanish phrasing of requests is generally quite direct. For example, in Castilian Spanish, some people would commonly ask for a coffee by saying, "Would you give me a coffee?" or "Give me a coffee, please." This differs from many places in English-speaking West where it is more common to use conditional expressions and polite forms. For example, "Could I have a coffee?" Common courtesy. Consider that please and thank you are not said as habitually in Spain. This is not intended to be rude. Rather, some Spanish may find it a bit excessive to express profuse gratitude and politeness throughout the day exchanges. In Spanish culture, people stand close and frequently touch one another on the arm while conversing. Making eye contact is important and often maintained longer than in other cultures. Spaniards often use exaggerated hand gestures and facial expressions to support what they are saying. They may also speak loudly, laugh, and smile a lot. Pointing at others is impolite, but staring at others is more common than in some other countries. Showing emotion in public is more acceptable for women than for men. Mass media in Spain includes a variety of online, print, and broadcast formats such as radio, televisions, newspapers, and magazines.
How do people communicate, disseminate information? One of its elements that played an important role in Spanish colonial Philippines was the newspaper. It played an essential part in the dissemination of information, especially in business, social life, and later propaganda in a time of revolution. In the Spanish era, people communicated through a variety of methods. They engaged in face-to-face conversations to share news and stories, exchanged handwritten letters to convey messages, printed newspapers and books to distribute information, created illustrations to accompany written texts, utilized flags and signals for long-distance communication, and entertained and educated through theatrical performances and storytelling. As we get to the end of our investigation of Spain's communication process, it is clear that the nation's rich cultural legacy has a significant impact on communication practices. Spain's communicative landscape is so varied as its regions, ranging from energetic talks and expressive gestures in public spaces to formalities and respect for hierarchy in commercial settings. We have learned from our experience has important nonverbal cues like body language and facial expressions are at expressing intentions and feelings. We have also discussed how crucial it is to comprehend cultural quirks and contexts in order to promote successful communication in Spain. So let's embrace the lessons from Spain's communicative approach going forward, which emphasize the need of warmth, sincerity, and flexibility in creating deep connections. May we continue to use courteous and open communication to overcome cultural divides and promote understanding in both personal and professional contexts. Thank you for joining us on this insightful exploration of Spain's communicative process. Let us carry these insights forward as we navigate the diverse tapestry of global communication.